Hey guys, as always, thanks for stopping by. I'm fed up. Let's talk about that. Today's episode is brought to you by CMMG Inc., makers of some of my absolute favorite stuff, American made and family owned. They make, yes, you know it, the Banshee, which I love, and available now is the new Fastback. It's really cool as well. You can find all of it over at cmmginc.com. Again, I talked to y'all last week about CMMG. Really appreciate them and the support and signing on to help me and get this message out to a lot of folks. So it's a new sponsor, but really excited about that. I know these folks. Again, really thankful. Every thumbs up is a huge help. If you want to bang that thumbs up, that really is a really big help. I'm fed up, and I'm not just being dramatic. Y'all know that. I kind of tell you how I'm feeling. Did a lot of work today, worked outside, was in some barns with my dad, and just doing a lot of different stuff out in the heat. And he and I were talking a little bit, and I've been keeping up with the news, and I sat down a little while ago to go through everything that's going on. I'm honestly deeply and completely fed up. I'm ready for term limits for morons in Washington. Yesterday, Nancy Pelosi put on some African colors, and her train of idiots came and they knelt down and put on quite the show. Why? For the cameras. And while she was there, she was playing on her Apple Watch. And I'm not just being dramatic. I know if any of us have cameras on us for day after day, month after month, decade after decade, you're eventually going to catch somebody doing something dumb. But I think the entire thing was a show. And I'm tired of it. I'm fed up. I'm fed up with being pandered to by career politicians. It's time for term limits. Absolutely time for term limits. And I think the entire African garb thing was just pandering, asking for votes. It is complete pandering. If the individual that had suffered in the street had been a Mexican American, would she have put on a sombrero and walked down there? If they'd been a Scottish American, would she put on a kilt and walk around for the cameras? It is a bunch of complete nonsense. And before I press record, I told myself to be nice and to play fair. But I'm being honest with you, I am fed up with all of the pandering. Now, we have already had a huge influx of corporations doing these pandering commercials with the nice music, and we're here to help you during this pandemic time. And it's a bunch of fake nonsense. Every website you go to has got a little thing on top. Here, we're here to help you. I have a flight coming up next week, and I went to search through my email last night to see some basic information on my flight from Delta, and I finally found it. And I went through 23 emails in the last 90 days from Delta telling me how they're helping me during this situation. But could they give me my confirmation number or my ticket number? No, of course not. They're giving me more information. Now, what's up next is during this current time of throwing rocks and doing what people are doing in the streets, we're going to have corporations doing a bunch of nonsense. Corporations don't care. They don't care. They only care about the bottom dollar. And I'm okay with that. I'm using a Canon camera. I see that. It's a great corporation. It's a corporation, and they give me a tool that I purchased for a reasonable price. It was expensive, but it was reasonable. It works fantastic. I've had it a little over 3 years. That's a corporation. Apple, I know they're the devil. I know they make phones in sweatshops. I have an Apple phone. I've had 3 now. They work great, but corporations don't care. They care about getting you quality products at a reasonable price and increasing their market share. But the pandering is coming. I am fed up with watching police chiefs laying down in the street. Absolutely should have those badges pulled. That is a bunch of nonsense. What also is nonsense is having individuals getting in the street and washing each other's feet for the cameras. Now, I understand that foot washing is a part of the Christian tradition if it takes place in a church during I don't know the word is ceremony or a rite or a ritual, but I'm okay with that because that's part of the Christian tradition. I've been in meetings like that where that's taken place, but in the street, no. To say, oh, I feel so guilty over what's going on. No, I don't feel guilty. I feel no guilt. Now, I don't agree with what's going on. There's a lot of things I disagree with. There's some bad stuff. I don't think that George, should have passed away that way. That was awful. He was murdered. Absolutely. I don't think Duncan Lip should have died as either. I don't think Breonna Taylor should have died. So there's a lot that's going on. But for none of it, I don't feel any personal guilt. No, that's not how I feel. But I do have feelings, so don't put words in my mouth. I am fed up with the pandering. I am fed up with the career politicians. I'm fed up with we're seeing on the TV day after day after day. And I'm at the point now where I don't even recognize where we are as a country. I don't recognize where we are. I really don't. I can remember flipping through the Boy Scout handbook as a kid and just seeing all the Norman Rockwells and all the Scout stuff and all the salutes and all the American flags and all of the things that are the traditions of who we are. Not just for young men in the Boy Scouts, but across the board. And I'm at the point now where I don't recognize who we are. Now, here's the good news. I know we're okay. The thing that's bad in all of this is the folks who have the cameras and have the microphones. That's what we see on our TV. But for every one of those idiots in the street, and I believe this, there is a myriad of solid, red-blooded American people of any color. I don't care what you are. I care about the Constitution. Finally, I'm fed up with feeling like a second-class citizen whenever I want to talk about what I believe in. I'm at a point now that I don't have stickers on the back of my car that talk about what I like to talk about, because I don't think it's always worth it. I very rarely will mention what I do here in a lot of situations because I don't want to get into it. Now, some of y'all are going to get in the comment section and say, oh, Johnny, you're just a bleepity bleep. You're a coward. No, not at all. I'm not a coward. I'm on here right now. But there's other times where I do feel like a second-class citizen, and I know I'm not. I know the Constitution protects me. So I'm fed up. I really am truly fed up. You know, I wrote down a lot of stuff like the foot washing and all the corporations pandering. The other one, and they feed us this stuff and they want us to believe it, is the one municipality in California just the other day. They made actual, they wrote it out and released it as press releases. You can have up to 15 people for any public gathering, 15 people. That's maximum because of, unless you're protesting, and then you can have up to 100. And they want us to believe that. Little rough language here. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry for this at all. They're peeing down our leg and telling us it's raining. I am fed up. It is time for term limits and to stop the career politicians. That's where I'm at. Let me get it. Yesterday I didn't have one to hold up and some of y'all didn't like it. It's my new 10mm Banshee. This thing is rad. What do you think about all that? We'd love to hear your opinion. Y'all can tell I'm struggling today. I'm not happy with what's going on. Not because of what's going on, because of where it puts me and makes me feel like I have to hide that I'm into the Constitution or into these things. And by the way, with these things, into all of the morons in D.C., yep, from my cold, dead hands. Bye.